All right, welcome back to another day of Knicks Morning Coffee. I guess you're going to realize that we're here right now a day early. It's Thursday. We're usually doing Friday, but for the next 2 weeks, we'll be doing a show on Thursday. So definitely make sure y'all hitting those notification bells so you can stay up on what's going on. All right, so we said last week, I thought by the time we saw y'all again, there was going to be some footage up about the Knicks training camp, but I've only seen one thing so far on that, which is kind of weird. But
yeah, I only seen one-on-ones. Like,
yeah, you've seen stuff on the other teams.
Or if it's like a clip of.
Yeah, so that's kind of crazy, though, especially this time of the season, and everybody fiending to get some eyes on the Knicks. So today we're gonna talk about coaches' interviews, again, because I think right now, at least going into this uncertain season, we got to try to get into the mind of Tibbs to try to figure out what kind of team we're going to have. We're going to talk a little bit about the point guard battle, and then we're going to also talk about what might be the best possible starting lineup. All right, so I think you just told me they waived Jacob Evans, so that's good because, I'm hoping that they would waive Pinson too, so that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist can get on that roster. All right, so
I know, damn, I should have wrote down my guy, another Knick YouTube I follow. He was going in on was Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, but he ain't that bad.
No. I mean, he
ain't gonna hurt us.
He's a defender. He's a good, and he can get out in transition. So I think he's a plus for our team. Like I said before, he can guard bigs. And then speaking of the podcast, I know I've been promising y'all about a morning live show, which is still coming. As soon as I can get my schedule together. But I do notice there's a new one out there. I didn't see it yet, but I saw the thing on my timeline. So y'all look for that. I think it's called Knicks Morning Drive. So y'all look for that and check that out because, we supporting everything. Everything Knicks, get thumbs up. All right, so coaches' interviews. See, one of the things Tip talked about this week was about Mitch, which he talked about Mitch's defensive positioning and then, creating less fouls. So, of course, those are probably two things Mitch need on the defensive side of the ball because we know he can help defend, But I was kind of hoping, too, that Tibbs might be a little bit more excited about the tools that Mitch could bring to the game. Now, he loved vets, but I just kind of I wanted to hear a little bit more. I was hoping to hear a little bit more from Mitch.
I did hear a little bit of he said he's like an excellent, shot blocking and stuff like that. He just needs a little bit more, fine tuning and I forget the word.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. I just wanted him to feel like he was excited.
But that was good that he said that. I mean, he don't look excited at all. He just looks like I ain't never seen him excited. Period. So.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's kind of like you want. I want Mitch to be like a cornerstone to our team, so I was just hoping that once Thibodeau got into practice and seen him up and down the court, that he'd be like, "Oh my God, I'll be able to do this, and this." Now, one of the things that I'm sure they did this, but I was watching one of the assistant coaches. This was the one footage I did see, and one of the assistant coaches was working with Obi and Randall on the jump hook. The positioning and so it was a little bit of footage of that, but that was good. And I liked the way he was demonstrating it to him. But I didn't see Mitch in that drill. Now, I'm sure he was in that drill. But I just saw at that point, it was just, Randall and Obi going back and forth with that. Because if you put Mitch, and I think I said that last year, you give him that, and then you also give him the spin move out because he's so tall and jumps so high. But you give Mitch that jump hook, especially bringing him over from the weak side. That's like 100% improvement in his game. Just having that because he's so long and get up so high. But to see Obi doing that too made me feel good because Obi going to be a stud, and when you can get those little things in, like that down low, that even if it's not there, you still can hit a cutter or throw it out into the corner. That's going to help your offense without even putting in the offense.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't overexert himself and get himself injured. Them bigger players and them explosive players like that, they tend to do a little bit too much.
Listen,
I want him to kind of take a book out of that piece out of LeBron's page and kind of take care of himself and be explosive and not hurt yourself. For me, I want him to come out and put your stamp on this league because
that's what the guards do. The guards that had made it, and most of the guys, other than maybe Tatum, a couple like that, most of the guys that became instant stars, that's because they came in hitting the ground running. So I don't want Obi holding nothing back. I want Obi to come out there and, put fear in people's hearts.
Get his footwork together and
that's what practice for. Yeah, but come out there and take over the game. You say Nick comparing you to Amari. Then come out there, because that's what we need. We need somebody that if you got potential for growth that early, then we don't do that. Let's get it out. Porzingis was the last one to show us glimpse of that, but then remember we still had Melo. Okay, then Tibbs, he also talked about Knox. Now that was a little bit of rave. I think I heard in there about Knox, about and it was about his jump shot and his hard working. So I like that too, because that tells me that Knox is going to get a chance, to not, I ain't gonna say lose his spot because he didn't really start that much, but again he'll get his fair share.
Well, like I said, we saying he doesn't look too excited, but listen, I'm watching. I'm still a little bit younger, and they saying he likes the vets, but he's really talking about these young guys, and it looks like the coach himself is buying in to the young team, and maybe even picking up these veterans. So it's looking good to me.
No, now
because even with Knox, he looking like I'm trying to get stronger, and what we all say about Knox.
Yeah,
you got to get stronger.
He looks stronger to me.
He's getting to the hole, but he's not strong enough.
Yeah.
Like how we said about Ntilikina. Now, Ntilikina, seeing he got strong enough, he was getting to the hole last year. I'm just going to throw that in there.
Towards the end of the year.
To the end of the year, but he was like, oh, y'all soft down there?
Yeah. You're right, because the coach did talk about an up-tempo offense and getting easy baskets in transition. So when you're talking about that, then you're talking about running. And then that leads to younger guys. Even though most of our older guys don't have that much age on them. I mean, hovering around 30, the older ones. Yeah, we don't have no real, because he talked about when somebody asked him about what did he expect from training camp, and then he said he expected vets to have the tricks of the trade, but our vets ain't really that old. And then he said he expected young guys to have the legs to get out and run. So that's a good sign.
Gilchrist probably just needed to change the scenery. Austin Rivers, he probably looking for his niche, like his team. So I doubt, your dad is, a famous dude around the league, so you probably trying to be that guy too.
Well, you heard what Doc said. Doc said he steered Austin to the Knicks. That Philly was trying to get him before they hired him. But he said he told him, go to New York. Yeah.
Yeah, we need people that want to come.
Yeah, well, and plus, he said,
like when they want to come, they do good. Morris, he want to come.
Yeah, Morris said he had his best offensive year with us. But if Tibbs says he want to take advantage of the young legs, then that's almost saying that some of the veterans that we do have, it's just tricky to me because Tibbs is saying that. But his MO is that he loves vets and he's hard on young guys. So when I was watching his interviews, I was just trying to read what is he saying that's just the right thing, which he kind of got that Bill Parcells thing in him where he usually don't sugarcoat nothing. So I was just trying to figure out where he was going to go with that. But if he wants to run, then
look, a movie reference. Any Given Sunday, towards the end of the movie, he went young. You know what I mean? Young quarterback that runs.
Because injuries and a chance. So that means opportunity.
Yeah,
when
so
opportunity comes and you're ready.
I got to get back to I feel like they kind of bombing on him for them Bulls years. So I think
the Bulls years was good.
They was good, but it still seemed like
all the way over the hump.
Yeah, like they still kind of like getting at him because you stick to your ways. Like even like D'Antoni, like look somebody like that, like it looked good when you got the players, but if you don't got the players, so now
and that was Derrick Rose and a solid role playing cast,
Now you had the team for whatever you was thinking in your head worked.
Yeah.
So now you got young players that look like on paper this could work.
Well, Obi's the key because his potential he can have immediate gratification in the way he play. And then how RJ comes in is like the piece that can really throw you over the hump. If RJ can come in as a bull and you got that 1-2 punch, because now you have some shooters around that. You know, so even in the up-tempo style, because he also said both. He said up-tempo and he also said fast break, easy basket. So up-tempo and fast break, and you know, to some of y'all who may not have never coached before, it's really two different things. You know, fast break, that's like that can be a design offense on a fast break because everybody know where to go. Up-tempo could also mean grabbing the ball off the rim and just pushing and getting out to create easy baskets. So, you know, when he said both of them, that's almost like music to my ears because we've always had coaches say they want to get out and run. But now to use it in those contexts, you know, means that the players now are going to be held accountable to run.
In saying that, right, I don't know if we're going there, but I think they asked Knox about the Kentucky play style. I guess there's a couple of them on Kentucky that play there. So is it
a couple?
So
added 2 more.
So in saying that, and remember I said last year, I said they probably gonna do that like college game style play because that's what it looked like RJ Barrett and a lot of them wanted to do last year, and it didn't quite pan out. And you saying quick tempo and running up and down the court, that looked like a Duke and Kentucky kind of style play. So you think that's what they probably going to try to do with these young players, like try to train them like they're in college? Because they talking about how like their coaches are like college coaches, and is that what they trying to do?
I mean,
that would be smart to me.
I mean, to a degree, if you are teaching, it's easier to teach young guys. And if you do want to run, young guys have that instinct to run. If you remember too with Mike Miller and Fizdale, when you see them on the sideline, they wanted to run because you would constantly see them waving the guys on to push it up and get into front court. But if you don't practice it the right way, then it's harder to get guys who don't generally run to get out there and run. So yeah, I think when they ask Knox and them that, I do think that they're going to try to infuse a little bit of college style basketball in there. And you think about it, a lot of the young teams that are not like the Lakers, they're doing that. You know, they do get out. You know, John Morant and Trae Young and them guys, they get out and run. And once they get ahead of their man and put their man behind them, that's when the creativity come in.
Because it seemed like they're gonna run, and we got a team of smart players.
Yeah.
Remember, you said we drafted a dude. He's 4 years out of college. RJ Barrett, really smart player. You got Austin Rivers. He clearly a smart player. You know what I mean? Michael K. Gilchrist, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's what it's going to
playing
show
over there with Jordan.
it's going to show in Thibodeau's system.
And they said they're focusing on defense. I think Mitch Roberts said it's like we really like honing in on defense.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah, I'm talking about, but the way they thinking about it, like, this is.
Yeah, I mean, Thibodeau's
like
defense
too, but
yeah, we knew that. That's like taking, for a kid or any player, that's like taking an advanced college course.
Yeah, but I hope this ain't going to be the Rex Ryan effect neither. We play hard on defense and can't score nothing.
Well, yeah, but that's our 80s teams. Because we never had that second player in the 80s when we had Bernard King, didn't have a second player. Then you had Patrick, didn't have a second player. So, yeah, that was that thing. But moving to the point guard battle, other than him mentioning Frank on defense, I don't know what you heard. I didn't hear too much about Frank. I heard about Dennis Smith Jr., but Peyton is the vet. Other than defense, I'm saying.
I heard about Frank.
What was he saying?
He said Frank give him defense. He that's another one. Another young dude. He said he love him. He said he gives us defense. He said nothing about his offense.
Yeah, but he sound like
I didn't hear nothing about it.
Sound like DSJ, right? But
I didn't hear about nothing about Dennis Smith
DSJ.
Jr.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, DSJ, I just seen a small little headline saying he coming out like killing, like he's not holding back nothing. So he look like he want to play. Or he want to go to a team that's going to allow him to play.
See, it points to, if you listen to me, the way the coach was talking, and even the players were talking about up-tempo and getting, hear Knox and them talking about the easy baskets. So, to me, then that points to DSJ.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who can get up and down the court on instincts. Even though I still got to harp on last year, because we didn't let that marinate about Peyton with the 5 triple-doubles. You just glossed over that one. But that's still something that means he's capable.
I'm in a dilemma right now, because now it's like, damn, like, I almost feel like I don't want to let none of the point guards go. Like, when you think about it, Elfrid Payton kind of gives you, like, he's clear-cut not going to make no mistakes. Right? And he's going to feed everybody. And Dennis Smith Jr., and I'm not going to lie, y'all, like, that's Dennis Smith Jr. at the end of the day. Like, we bomb on him for having that bad year. Like, it's just a pass. You're thinking about all the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's going through some things. Now, what happened if he bounced back and he's that Dennis Smith Jr. we get, like, before he got to the Knicks?
Yeah.
Because when he got to the Knicks, he wasn't playing bad. It just something happened and it just shut down.
Luka happened. That's what happened.
Well, yeah.
I mean, besides the personal stuff, Luka, he probably had the ball in his hand, and then Luka had it more than half the time, and without the ball in his hand because he can't shoot, then.
And then Austin Rivers, he's not a player that hurt, and he probably wouldn't mind coming off the bench anyway. And then Ntilikina, I think he need one more shot. I think he need one more shot because I think he this is about to be it. And if this ain't it, then it's like, all right, that's enough.
As long as they doing their due diligence with these young players that we drafted before you let them go, then I'm all right with it. But you got to make sure you gave them the opportunity.
Miles Powell, he's like a 2. The way he talking, I don't know him go neither.
Yeah, he's a 2 and a 1. See, Powell, because if they are a running team, then there's nothing wrong with his height. Because he can get his own shot. So he can push. And if you're on your heels, he can pull up and hit that shot. So again, but there's just so many guards that you can't fit. You can't fit them all. So somebody going to be the odd man out. But just judging on what the coach is talking about, then you would think that Dennis Smith Jr. got the upper hand. But because we know he loved vets and maybe can get the guys into the offense early, then you're looking at Peyton. But the beauty of training camp is that, you get a chance to see, and we go out on the road, I think twice, right? Was it Detroit, the 2 preseason games? So then you get a chance to see. And then, they're going up, who was it? Killian Hayes. So the other point guard, I bet you he's going to have a good year. I bet you the ball's going to be in his hand, Yeah, so those are the guys that can do things.
Like who, like now it's kind of hard because now these are 3 different style point guards. One gets the team involved. One does a little bit of both. One is like an AI. He just gonna try to get his. So now where you going? Then you got Ntilikina that he's gonna do what he's told.
Yeah.
Like we got a point guard for every kind of situation.
Well, see, that would help Frank.
And then a whole bunch of people that could play 1 and 2. So now it's almost like, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Like, what was that? Last year we had too many of one thing and then people started getting hurt. So now it was like, hey.
Yeah, we had too many point guards.
People started getting hurt.
Too many
now,
2 guards.
Now it looks like we ain't have enough.
Yeah.
So.
Give me. All right, so let's just jump down to what the starting lineup could look like. Right? And then I'm going to give you the basic one, then we work our way out because we got so much. So I say, and I'm not saying this right now because we haven't seen anybody play, Peyton, RJ, Knox, Obi, and Mitch. Now, and I'm saying Knox because I want some shooting in the starting lineup. So then that means if it's not going to be Knox, you still have Bullock, who could play 2 or 3. You could have Burt. We know Burke is not going to play the 2. They probably would use him at the 3 and in times, who can shoot. And then you got Quigley. I don't think he's going to start a rookie point guard, even though Quigley's a two-way guard. So I know Obi and Mitch, and then Mitch is not a lot because you see what Coach did say that, and I think he meant it. Every job is up for grabs. Mm-hmm. Now, if every job is up for grabs, something to me is not, because there's a lot of talk about maybe RJ at the 3, right? Which I don't particularly like starting. I just like to see that maybe when they go on small ball. Because I just feel like a 3 to me always should be able to be a deadly shooter. I don't know. That's maybe just from back in the day. But that tells me that somebody else might be in the plans to start at 2.
Well, what I'm thinking is, I think that's the starting lineup minus Alfred Payton. To keep it 100, I think Alfred Payton might be in the trade.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. All right, so, you think so? Well, they can't trade. They can't trade him until.
They're not talking about him. So.
Yeah, but they can't trade him until at least the trading deadline because of his contract that he just signed.
That's what I said. I think because I ain't been seeing him, so maybe.
Well, there was talk about the Buddy Hield for Frank and Randall, and I don't think that's going to materialize. But if that does materialize, then he's starting. But he's a 2. Mm. So if he's a 2. And then you got RJ at a 3 because none of my point guards can really shoot. Mm-hmm. So you still got to have some. Obi can shoot, but then there was talk that Obi said he'll play anywhere the coach put him when the media asked him.
Said that. That's what said.
I'm saying, but that's the uncertainty. I don't want Obi at center. I just want Obi at center for small ball because he can handle it and he can shoot. He can go out there and play with the other power forwards. So. I don't know. It's going to be tricky when he do the lineups because you got to have, if you're going to run, you got to have some shooting out on the floor to spread the floor. Otherwise, it's going to be easy just to pack it in. Even on the breaks, other teams can pack it in, and then you can't even get to the hole without the shooting. So, and that's just from starting with training camp. I think if Knox look like he got that like eye of the tiger right now. So if he can come in and be that type of force that can stretch the defense, that type of force, then I could see him starting at the 3 and not hurting anybody else. But as far as the point guard is the key to all that, because if not, well, Knox might be good starting with DSJ if they're pushing. If he got that mojo back and he's pushing, because then Knox can get it in transition. But when you walking the ball up court and the play is not for him, then the previous years he was lost. So to me, that's key to me. Plus Knox they want him to rebound more, but he does rebound, for his size and position. So who would be your dark horse that could steal a starting spot?
That could steal a starting spot?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see them putting Randall back in it. Like if he don't get traded. I can see Michael K. Gilchrist getting his starting spot. Because, like you said, he want to push it with these rookies, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where they going.
This gonna be interesting.
I think out the starting lineup we just said, I think that's we wish that's the starting.
Well, that's a comfortable starting lineup.
Yeah, that's the one. Put it down in the comments. What y'all think?
I mean, because
I want to see the rookies and the newer players just play at this point.
Well, look, tomorrow night is the first preseason game. It's been 9-10 months since we saw the Knicks in uniform. So that'll give us our best chance. And we can't go on one game because I think when they did ask the coach too about his starting lineups, he made it seem like it's going to change.
Yeah, I didn't
as the season go on, and I think that was too because he don't know to himself. Give encouragement to the guys to get out there and keep working.
Yeah, but we did that like 2 years ago, and we had a different starting lineup, and there was
no. I don't think he's gonna do that.
I'm talking about there was no consistency.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do that.
It was like a different starting lineup every game.
Yeah, Fizdale did 5. Remember, he did 5 players. Started and another. No, I don't think he's gonna do that.
And then when we finally got the 5 players we thought that was good together, he broke that one up too.
Yeah.
So and then our bench players, they messed up our bench players because I felt like the players that was coming off the bench was perfect. Matter of fact, and then Trey doing what he was doing was fine. Because of the team we had. They was playing defense, and it was like, all right, go ahead, Trey. Go ahead, do that one-on-one stuff you was doing. So then they broke that up. So like, I don't know.
And that was our best offense at the time. All right, so our first game's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Second game is Sunday, and then they're gonna have two. I think it's gonna be 2 home.
Okay.
Right, against Cleveland. I believe they're home. Not sure. It might be a home and away. But we're gonna go live, not live. We're gonna do a show right after Friday night's game.
Yeah.
So look for that. Have your notification bell up. And we know it's a lot of stuff out there. Cause I even like watching the Knicks post game show. So at some point Friday night after the game, you can probably check out our show. And if not, Saturday morning, when you're doing your exercise or whatever it is, you could check out our show there. But it's going to be a lot happening in these 4 preseason games to me to determine what kind of team we're going to have. But I do know because of Obi and because of Burt, because he's a scorer and a shooter, that the Knicks are going to be exciting. And so I can't wait just to even see them in uniform, after 9 months. And then in the comments, y'all let us know what you think might be a good starting lineup, because nobody can't be for certain what Tibbs is going to do, because too many people were at it and too many people are young. But I think the Knicks are going to have, whatever happens, I think it's going to be an exciting year. And then by the second half of the season or the trading deadline, we just look up and see where we are. And then we could, take it from there if we felt they should fight for a playoff spot, if it comes to that, or, pack it in. So I don't have too much I really want to say today. But again, next Thursday will also be on again, and then we'll go back to the following Fridays. And then please look for, in the future, the live shows. I'm going to try to do a live show when my schedule permit, a live show every morning about the Knicks. All right, Joe, you want to add anything?
Nope. Like, comment, subscribe.
Peace.